What's up, guys? Magical Libra here today, and I've got an update for the Ancient Gear deck profile. And what this update is for is really basically I've changed the deck just a little bit by maybe 8 or 10 cards, so about a fourth of the deck. So I say, I know the Exodia deck that I recently changed isn't really much of an update. It's like 5 cards, but still, it's just something cool and neat tech to the deck I wanted to share with you guys, kind of like I did with the Exodia deck profile that I just updated. All right, so all this week I am off work. I have a week off, so I'm going to be updating all my current deck profiles and posting new ones as soon as I get, as soon as I get the cards for them. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the deck profile, guys. All right. So, starting off, we have Ancient Gear Golem, the bad boy himself. We only play one of him because that's all we need. Alright, next off, we have Ancient Gear Box. And to search off with Ancient Gear Box, we have Ancient Gear Frame. To search Ancient Gear Frame with Ancient Gear Box. Because now we want Ancient Gear Golem, Ancient Gear this, Ancient Gear that. Alright, next up, we play 2 Ancient Gear Hunting Hounds. Alright, so what this card does is basically, he's a walking polymerization, but, sometimes we'll normal summon him to inflict some 600 damage, but generally we'll use him for fusion material before we even get to put him on the field to use his fusion ability. But sometimes that's just the way it works. For our main searcher of the deck, it is Ancient Gear Wyvern. I'm pretty sure this one is like a European print, so I'm just going to put him in the middle. So, what this card does is when it's normal or special, you can search 1 Ancient Gear card from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot set cards for the rest of this turn, and you can only use this effect once per turn of Ancient Gear Wyvern. And if this card attacks your opponent's monsters cannot activate their effects until the end of the damage step. That's pretty neat if you want to attack with it. Generally, I fuse it or link it off. But, you can do that too. So, that's going to be it for the Ancient Gear build for the monsters. So, next off, we're playing support, and that is 3 Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede. And what this card does is you summon it, you pull out a card from the grave, put it on the field, then Pegasus copies its level to Pegasus's level, making them both the same level, and then you can go into a link summon just like that. That's what, an Xyz summon, my bad. You could go for a Link, just for Link 2, but, this is your level kind of card, so you want to go into an Xyz with this card. But you can do it for Link if you want to do that, too. Next off, for the rest of the trains, it is Super Express Bullet Train. It's 3,000 beat stick, kind of hard to get over 3,000 defense. Oh, wait, it has 0 defense. Ignore what I just said. But basically, you get this card out if the only monsters you control are Earth Machines. So, if that's all you control, you can special summon this card. You can only do that once per turn. And it has a little neat effect where during the end phase, if it was sent to the grave, because it was sent there this turn, you can target a machine monster that's in your grave, except for this card, and add it to your hand. So, that's pretty cool too also. So that is going to be it for the monsters, guys. Let's go ahead and move on into the spells. All right, for the spells, the Ancient Gear lineup, we have our new ultra rare Gear Town. Loving this card. We'll play 2 of it. Just kind of help go into our build. We don't really need 3 of each of the Gear Town cards. We only really need 2 of them to make room for more stuff to help the deck survive. All right. Next, we have 2 Ancient Gear Fortress, kind of help us prevent our opponent from stopping our Ancient Gear plays. Also, it can help us special summon an Ancient Gear from our grave if it gets destroyed. And to help destroy any one of those, we have Ancient Gear Catapult to summon out a monster from the deck, ignoring the summoning conditions. Isn't that wonderful? We can summon out Ancient Gear Golem, right? Right. But, this card also, you banish it by destroying a card you control, and you summon out an Ancient Gear token. So that also helps with fusion if you need to do that. Or a link, doesn't matter. Next up, we have 2 Urgent Schedule, and this is kind of stacking up. We really need to put some cards up in here. Good thing we have a bunch of 1-ups next. We have 2 Urgent Schedules, and what this card does is if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, so they at least have to control 1 and you at least have to control 0. You can special summon 1 level 4 or lower and 1 level 5 or higher Earth Machine monster from your deck in defense position. But negate their effects except with... My bad, I misread. But negate their effects. Also, you cannot declare attacks the turn you activate this card except with machine monsters. Don't worry, you're all playing machines, so don't worry, that effect doesn't apply. If the set card, you're not going to set it, but if you do, if the set card is sent from the field to the grave, you can add a one level 10 machine monster from your deck to your hand, which will be Super Express Bullet Train. That's all for the effects of Urgent Schedule. You mainly just want to get out level 4 or lower and a level 5 or higher Earth Machine to go into Link plays, pretty much, because their effects are negated. Now on for the fusion part of the build. We have Ancient Gear Fusion to kind of have Ancient Gear Golem on the field, play that, and then you can use monsters in your deck, so you can kind of thin your deck out, so you can get into like Link. What is it? You can probably go into your Ancient Gear Giant, or your Ancient Gear Megaton Golem, or your Ancient Gear Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. So it's one of those 3 cards that you want to fuse with someone with this card. Generally, I would go for, probably Ancient Gear Megaton Golem, just to kind of help get that card out. All right, so next up, we have Power Bind. So you absolutely 100% you want to use that card on your Ancient Gear Giant. So it's like at, what, 8,000? Yeah, so it's at 9,000 attack, and it can attack everything, and it has piercing, I believe. I don't remember, but it's really great. Also, Overload Fusion to get out your other Ancient Gear Giant. All right, next up, we have 2 limiter removals, because this card is really great for every machine-type deck. I don't know why they don't play it. Beat Sticks galore. All right. I'm going to need a sip of water. I am sorry, y'all. I'm kind of recording every deck profile that I have kind of all at once. So, yeah, my voice may go in and out. Sorry about that. So, next up for the spells, guys, we have 2 Moon Mirror Shield. And what this card does is you basically target, because it's an equip spell, you target your monster you want to equip it to, equip it. And it doesn't matter what. If they go into battle, whether you attack or your opponent attacks it, your monster that's equipped with Moon Mirror Shield will always equal your opponent's attack. Even if yours is higher, it'll drop back down and equal your opponent's attack, so it'll be a tie. But then your attack is plussed up by 100 points, so your attack will always be 100 points stronger than your opponent's monster attacking your monster equipped with this card. That's a lot to say in one text. Where's my other water bottle? Okay. So that's why we play 2 of that, just kind of help us survive a little bit and to go into more plays as we play through the deck. This isn't one of those one-turn kill decks. I like to survive and play a pretty good game and try to attack over my opponent with amazing attack, but not kill him in 1 turn. But we still can kill him in 1 turn. All right. Oh, hey, my bad. We play 3. My bad. All right. Next up, we got our limited cards, Monster Reborn. Because Monster Reborn is Monster Reborn, you want to get out any of your cards from the grave and summon them back out. Raigeki to completely destroy and annihilate your opponent's monsters so you can attack for game. Alright, and since Ancient Gear's motto is your opponent cannot activate any spell or trap cards during the battle phase, I took it upon myself to put in 2 anti-magic arrows, which literally says at the start of the battle phase, so I enter battle phase, I have to activate this card then or never at all. At the start of the battle phase for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, neither player can activate spell or trap cards or their effects, if they're face up, neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. So, yeah, really OP. It belongs in an Ancient Gear deck. I don't know why I haven't seen this card in an Ancient Gear deck, but it just belongs there, guys. It really does. So next, I play 3 Inspector Border. I don't have 3, so that it's a kind of sub-in card. Just kind of imagine that picture is like right there. So Inspector Border, basically, there is a loophole with this card that not many people know of, but basically, you play this card down, your opponent cannot activate any monster effects, period. That's it. That is it. But there is a loophole. All right, the loophole is they can only activate monster effects depending on what cards are on the field. So, like, if there is one fusion monster on the field, they can only activate one monster effect, pretty much, because they didn't activate one or more monster effects last turn because Inspector Border was on the field. All right, so yeah, you don't want to summon out any of your extra deck monsters with this card on the field. This is just to help you stun, help you get over your opponent, you know, kind of stall the game out to bring out your cards and fusion summon out other cards and probably link this card off and then fusion summon, all that junk. All right. Also to help you survive, these are all basically now hand traps, guys, because we don't play traps in the deck, so these are hand traps. That's why they're monsters. All right, so we got 2. We got 1 Swift Scarecrow. I almost said Swift Iron, but we got 1 Swift Scarecrow to help in the battle phase, and it's an Earth Machine, so plus. That's good. That's good. All right, we have 2 Bear Statue of the Drought. All right, and you know, bear statues, your opponent cannot special summon except for Earth monsters. So, or neither player can special summon except for Earth monsters. So, you want to like link this off to summon off a link Earth monster because that's the only way you can get that off the field by getting rid of it. But yeah, but that's only special summon. I mean, you could hardcore tribute those 2 and put Ancient Gear Golem on the field, but yeah, you're probably not gonna do that. And for our last cards, we have Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, because this is actually a pretty neat tech in the deck. So, you know, pretty much during either turn except the end phase, you can discard this card, apply this effect this turn. And you can only use this effect of this card's name once per turn. So each time your opponent would special summon an effect monster, so, you know, when your opponent, activates Red Eyes Fusion, then you would chain it with quick effect, Spooky Dogwood. There you go. Each time your opponent special summons an effect monster or monsters during the main phase or the battle phase, you gain life points equal to that monster's attack. If you did not gain life points by this effect, your life points are halved during the end phase. So, pretty much, you get to gain, you know, their attack. You get to gain life points equal to that monster's attack. So you get to gain like a 3,000 attack for Dragoon, all right? Before Dragoon can even get on the field to negate Spooky Dogwood. So it's really, really great. And in my opinion, for life point decks, this is a really great card. And this isn't really a life point deck, but it kind of does help us like live a little longer than normal. So in my opinion, this card's a little bit underrated right now. I think in the next format, maybe the next ban list or the next 2 ban list, this card's going to go to a really, really good card. All right. So that is going to be it for the main deck, guys. Let's go ahead and move on into the extra deck. All right. I'll go ahead and put this card back. All right. So for the extra deck, starting off with the fusions, we have 2 Ancient Gear, Chaos Ancient Gear Giant, my bad. So we have 2 Chaos Ancient Gear Giant because this card's like your boss monster of the deck. You attack, you win with this card. But sad thing is, people can target this card and get rid of it. It's really easy to get rid of. So when you summon this card, make sure, play anti-magic arrows and then go for game pretty much. At least try to. All right, and our last fusion is Ancient Gear Megaton Golem. So we get this card out pretty cool. We have a strong beat stick and we attack with it. If this card leaves the field, then you can special summon your Ancient Gear, your Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. I'm going to try and keep these in order, guys. So let's go ahead and move this right here. You can special summon Ancient Gear Golem, or Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. And then if Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, I believe, is destroyed and sent to the grave, then you can special summon Ancient Gear Golem that is in your grave. So make sure you keep it in your grave. So it's kind of like you destroyed this, oh, I special summon this. Oh, you destroyed this, oh, I special summon this. Kind of like your giant rat of the deck. All right. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm going to drink water. All right. So that is it for the fusion, guys. Let's go ahead and move on into the Xyz. All right. So for the Xyz, we are playing number 60, Dagares, the Timeless. I believe that's Spanish, right? Disclaimer has no Xyz. All right. So this card, what this card does is you can detach 2 materials on this card, then activate one of the following effects. We usually always use just the one, but we have 2 other options just in case. So the first effect is skip your next draw phase. Also draw 2, then discard. Draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card. All right. Other effect, skip your next main phase 1. Also special summon 1 monster from your grave in defense position. So this is I don't know of a famous card that says draw 2, discard 1. So, I mean, any card that you play, draw 2, discard. It's card advantage. All right. The other effect is Monster Reborn, basically. The last effect is skip the battle phase of your next turn. Also, double the attack of 1 monster your opponent you control. Double the attack of 1 monster you control until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. So that is really good card to play. You don't really play it a whole lot, but you do play it sometimes. All right. Next up, I play 2. Let's go ahead and just put this on here. All right. Play 2 Sky Palace. I'm going to try and read this for real. I am. Sky Palace Gengaridai. Gengaridai. All right. So what you would do is normally you would play your Super Dreadnought, Juggernaut, whatever cards, but I don't have those. So we're going to play this. So this is kind of like half of the Dreadnought. Basically, you use 2 level 10 monsters to get this card out, and then you can detach material from this card and target a card your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. The Dreadnought basically detaches and then inflicts 2,000 damage to your opponent, and that's it. So this is half of Dreadnought, basically, but, it's still pretty good, and we can also, overlay it with our 2 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut Libes, because we have 2 of these, and I technically own 3, so yeah. We're going to use this card to completely run over the opponent and just attack them repeatedly with like 6,000 attacks. So it's just like, yeah, he's coming for you. All right. So next off, we play. Like I said, I'm going to try and keep these in order, guys, because I don't really want to undo them. So we have 1 Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer. This is our Harpy's Feather Duster of the deck. We could play Harpy's Feather Duster, but I didn't really have a whole lot of extra deck cards I needed in the deck. So I was like, why not? It requires 3 level 10 monsters, but I mean, still, it's pretty cool. So yeah. So once per turn, you can detach material from this card, and then you Harpy's Feather Duster your opponent. So yeah. Also, your opponent cannot activate spell traps in response to this effect activation. So it's kind of like a super Harpy's Feather Duster. Yeah, Super Poly, Super Harpy. Yeah, you get it. All right. And for the rest of our level 4 and level 5 plays, just kind of pretend this is number 39 Utopia. Just pretend it is. And pretend this is number S39 Utopia the Lightning. I have them. They're just somewhere in my vast/small collection of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And I don't really want to dig for them. So they're somewhere in there. Somewhere. But anyway, so that's it for the... Oh, no, that is not it. For our links, guys. Yes, I'm a little tired, and this is only the second deck I recorded today. And I'm going to try and do one more. So, for the rest of the extra day, guys, we play 2 Ancient Gear Ballista to kind of help us go through our plays, help us thin out our decks, summon out more monsters, yada, 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 get stuff done. All right, and the last is Double-Headed Anger Knuckler. Or, no, it's Knuckle. You got Knuckles, man. Knuckler. All right, so what this card does is it cannot be used as linked material, and you can only use one of the following effects of this card's name once per turn and only once that turn. During the main phase, quick effect, you can send 1 monster from your hand or field to the grave. Then, target a level 10 monster in your grave. Special summon it in defense position, but negate its effects. The other effect is, if this card is in your grave, you can send 1 card from your hand or field to the grave. Special summon this card. So it's actually, it helps us kind of go into some more plays, more link summons, more specials, all that junk. And that is going to be it for the Ancient Gear deck profile, guys. And I want to thank you all for watching, and peace out.